but it's raining and you'll want to come back inside in like 2 seconds. So this is the amount of bananas that I got from that tree, and obviously I did not pick it at the right time. I could have gotten double this amount, but this was 7 pounds of bananas, which is pretty sweet for free bananas. So today I think I'm gonna do a little what I eat in a day video. I gotta go into work this morning because we have a meeting, and then I need to make chia and overnight oats because the weekend was like insane. It's been really busy here. Before I go to work, I'm gonna make some noodles, veggie noodles for breakfast to bring with me, because you guys know I don't eat breakfast food. So I'm gonna make like a pad thai stir fry thing. I make it all the time. I'll show you how I make it. It's the bomb. I got all my veggies here: onion, mushroom, bell pepper, carrot, zucchini, and broccoli. I'm gonna add this into a pan and then add my sauce, which I found this sauce at a local store and it's so good. I've been using it just for like all my noodle dishes. It's amazing. If you ever see it, get it. Add a little bit of soy sauce, sriracha. I just add my sauce into the veggies and I'll add all my noodles in here. This is gonna seem weird, but I always pack my food whenever I'm going somewhere in these mason jars, just because we have these at work. Like, they come with the drinks at the coffee shop, and if I bring a Tupperware, I'm gonna lose it, and I'm down to a slim amount of Tupperware that I have left that I like to store my veggies in, so I always just put my food in mason jars. So pretty. Little avocado tree. But everybody picked the low-hanging fruit, so all the good ones are up there. So I'm gonna make a really quick lunch. I'm just gonna finely chop up this broccoli, and then I have this leftover rice. And I think I'm just gonna put like some nooch and garlic powder in the broccoli. I'm just gonna boil it and then mix it all together and bring that with me for lunch, just so I have something really quick and easy to eat while I'm up there. This has been one of my favorite little things to make because it's really simple and it helps me to not waste rice. So in the rice, actually, after, like, when this is leftover rice, all I do, because we always just end up leaving it in the Instant Pot and then it gets thrown away, is I add it to a big bowl like this. I add turmeric and then I add soy milk to it so that it doesn't get super dried out, and it gets kind of like creamy. And then I will just chop up whatever veggies I have, boil them like I'm doing right now, and just put them in with this rice. I know this doesn't seem like it would be delicious because it's just rice and broccoli, but it's kind of like a broccoli cheddar rice, and I think it's really delicious. A lot of times I'll add chickpeas to this, but I don't have any. So I'm just gonna put nutritional yeast, garlic powder, and some salt in here and throw it all together, and it's just really simple. Tomatoes and a pepper off these random plants that I planted. I'll show you guys my garden here. So this area, everything was either from a rootstock that I propagated or it was from seed. These are the sugar cane that I sprouted from like the stalk. The other ones that I have from the farmer's market, I'll show you in the next video. But these I did the same way, probably not even like a month or two ago, and they're, I would say, like 7 feet tall. So that's my sugar cane. I got I have like tomatoes and stuff out here that aren't doing very well, but this is a Tongan spinach that I literally just pulled out a piece of another one that was growing in the driveway of our rental. And this thing is massive. All my papayas up here are doing really well. These are all planted from seed. There's another one. I think I have 7 of them. There's one that's really big. This is a little Cheddar. Here's a marigold. Some of this stuff is kind of hard to see, but this is a butterfly pea vine. It's a native edible flower. And then this is a sweet leaf, or it's also called katuk. But this thing has like grown absolutely insane. Like it's pretty big. And then I have a yerba mate plant. I got some random basil out here that I planted. This is a soursop that I planted from seed. And I'm really shocked how well this is doing. So yeah, this little area that you saw me mow is my test garden. And I had no idea. I thought all this stuff would just die, but it's all been doing very well. Gone out for a little afternoon walk, mostly because the neighbors are doing their yard work. You can hear that. I know it's all birds and it sounds like naturey all the time, but a lot of the time it's this noise, weed whackers, because as you can see, everything grows so fast that people have to do a ton of yard work. You walking with mama? Tonight for dinner, I'm gonna make this vegan Big Mac sauce that I made a couple weeks ago. We got this like massive pack of veggie burgers and we went through them all already, but the sauce is so bomb. I found basically like a replica sauce of Big Mac sauce, which used mayo, and then I don't want to use mayo, so I decided to use blended cashews for like the mayo, and it turned out exactly like special sauce or Big Mac sauce. And yeah, I've just been putting on everything. Like I've been making these tofu wraps with it, which I'm gonna make tonight and I'll show you, but it's so good. Like I can't even explain how good it is. They always come out to walk with me. A lot of you guys though have been asking me what I do for work. I thought I explained this in like a while ago, but it's kind of changed. So I've been working where I work for over a year now, which is kind of crazy. But I started out there just working. It's like a compound and there's 3 different businesses there. And I work for 2 of them kind of. I always say everybody does everything, but primarily I make chia pudding and overnight oats for the coffee shop. And then I work in the coffee shop sometimes when people are sick or when it's just like super busy and they need help. I also do marketing for the organic clothing brand that they have at the compound. Just the coolest place to work, really. Like our bosses are so awesome. It's not even really like going to work, it's just like going to hang out with a bunch of your friends and like doing stuff, and it's a really chill vibe. It's just so awesome. And then another question that I keep getting, yeah, it's the chickens, is why we're building another tiny house. I know you guys know how much we hated our tiny house. This one, it's different because like you kind of live outside here, like you're not really inside very often. So most of the house is going to be like on a huge deck, and then there's going to be 2 small structures. The reason that we're doing this first is because it takes a very long time to build an actual house. If you guys watched our journey in Arizona, like I think our tiny house took us not very long. It was longer than this will take because Derek did it himself and it was on a trailer and there was just like a lot of other things that happened with it. But this one we figure we'll have done in like 2 months and we'll be living out there. So we're building the tiny house because it's easier to build, it's cheaper to build immediately. We can live out there, which rent is like very expensive, so save money on rent. And then also like it will serve as basically a guest house for when people want to come visit. So we'll have like a bedroom, there's going to be a detached bathroom, like a whole kitchen, a little office, all that kind of stuff. So it's just a very multi-purpose space, but it's going to be, my arm gets so sore holding my phone. But it's going to be just a much better layout and like more multi-purpose space to live in for the next, I don't even know how long, a couple years until we get another house built. Which obviously, like, I'll show you guys all that stuff on my channel, but that's the reason that we're doing it, is just because of all those reasons. Like, it just makes the most economical sense and living sense in every way. So I think I'm actually gonna go to the beach. It turned out to be like, I don't know why I did that, but it turned out to be like kind of a really nice day. And it's still pretty early here, it's like 2:30. So I think I'm gonna go to the beach quick and just do a little dip, do a little tan, a little beach walk, and then I'll come back and I'll show you guys how to make this epic sauce. Like, so good. So this is what is in the special sauce, and I make it oil-free without using mayo, just by making like a cashew cream. So you do want to follow this recipe quite closely. I fill this up most of the way with water. You can thin it out a bit more later also. You can also just make cashew cream and then mix this together like in a jar. Key is really the onion, I feel like. And you want the onion to be, you can finely mince it, or you can just put it in a little container and blend it. So I'm gonna actually blend this with the spices and then add in the relish at the end. But follow, like actually follow the measurements, because it does make quite a difference. We got 2 teaspoons of mustard, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder and salt. Then we got 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. I just do like 1/4 teaspoon of vinegar. I'm gonna blend this, and then I'm just gonna stir in the sweet pickle relish, which is necessary, like absolutely necessary. And I couldn't find one that doesn't have yellow 40 in it, so whatever, I don't care. If the yellow 40 is why I die, then whatever, it was my time. We're gonna put this into a larger container. It's really thick. I'm gonna add more water to it. The thing I like to do is add in just some like minced onion, because the onion in here is like super blended. We'll add this in, and then 2 tablespoons of this sweet pickle relish. And then I just add in a little bit more water to thin it out, because the cashew will thicken a lot. Sorry, my shirt is so dirty. And I'm telling you guys, this tastes exactly like special sauce. I'll show you the wrap that I make in a minute, because I'm gonna make one. 20 out of 10 right here. 20 out of 10. Okay, I apologize in advance for this video you're gonna see, because it does get a little bit out of focus at the end. I'm actually getting a new camera because my autofocus on my camera is so bad, and I've just been, long story, been having problems with it forever. But here I'm making my oil-free crispy tofu. If you guys do not know how to make this, I go over this endlessly in my meal plan membership, but I walk you through it here as well. So you basically just want very well pressed tofu to start out with. That's the best way you're gonna get off to a good start. If you need a really good tofu press, I will link mine below. I literally use it every single day. Other than my rice cooker, it's the most used thing in my kitchen. So you chop up your tofu into little pieces like this. I just toss it in soy sauce and I shake it up in a container like this because it makes it pretty mess free and it just really coats everything super well. Then I add some red chili powder because I like it spicy. I'll add garlic powder and then nutritional yeast, which gives it a little bit of like a breading and makes it crispy. And then after I add the seasonings, I just shake it up again. And then I just pop the whole thing in my air fryer on 350 for 15 minutes. This is where it starts to get a little bit out of focus, so I apologize again. But I like to put mashed chickpeas into the burrito, and I like to mash them because if you don't, they kind of fall out and just make a big mess. So I put the same seasonings I do in my tofu, and I just mash them in a little bowl. And then I usually just chop up whatever veggies I have. I just had lettuce, onion, and tomato. Add my special sauce to my burrito, put my chickpeas, add my tofu, and try to wrap it up as good as I can. I always overstuff burritos and it just always looks like a mess. So sorry that this doesn't look very good, but it was delicious. You could also add rice to these or a different kind of bean like black beans. Here's me showing you it after I totally ruined it. Or you could do this on a sandwich or like a veggie burger, obviously would be amazing. Like this stuff is good on everything. So I highly recommend you guys try it.